If we're looking to apply maximum power behind a punch, we need to make sure we line up the body's power. What I mean by that is the movements of the body that are responsible for generating that force need to move in the same direction as the punch, as the target. I'll give you an example. So if we look at the hip, and again the hip is going to be the primary driver of power in a punch, and we're throwing a right hand, that hip needs to finish its rotation in the direction of the punch. If we under-rotate that, we're leaving power behind. We're not getting that full power. But if we over-rotate that, we're sending the power off in an incorrect direction. We're also ending up in a bad position. Same with the left hook. A lot of times we'll see that over-rotation of that hip where that power's going in an incorrect direction. If the target's here, we want that hip to stop so that force can be transferred and applied in the correct trajectory. And this doesn't just stop at the hip. When we rotate that leg, that knee and that heel need to also finish in the direction of the target. If we under-rotate that and we're trying to bring that hip around, we're impeding that hip's movement. We're providing resistance to that hip coming through. But if we over-rotate it, we're going to crash that hip down, put us in a bad position, and send that power in an incorrect direction. Now, just like we saw with the hip where we can under-rotate or over-rotate and misdirect that force, same thing with the shoulders. If we under-rotate those shoulders, we're going to have an ineffective transfer of that power into the target. We're leaving power behind. But if we over-rotate, we're going right past that point where we can transfer that force into the target. So the shoulders need to finish their rotation in the direction of the punch, in the direction of the target. And it's the same thing with the arm. If we're throwing a hook and we want to come across somebody's head with that hook, we need to pick up that elbow so that it travels behind the fist. Look, if we're doing more of an uppercut, that needs to travel behind the fist in more of an uppercut direction. But if we're coming across, a lot of times people don't bring that elbow up enough. It's the same thing with the straight punches. If we're going to throw that punch at our head level, we need to pick that elbow up behind the fist. Some people will like to keep that elbow in tight and down. We're going to push that out, and that's not going to be an effective punch. Now understand, we're talking about when we want to throw punches with maximum power. Now of course there'll be situations, maybe we're in close and we have a lot of punches coming back at us, where we want to keep a tighter profile with those straight punches. Just understand that the trade-off is you're going to be pushing those punches. It's not going to be an effective punch for power.